Hello and welcome back to another video on the channel. So in today's video guys, I'm going to be giving you the best possible console settings to be using when playing Apex Legends. These tips and these settings are going to give you the upper hand against people that are using the default normal settings, and they're definitely going to help you improve when playing Apex. I'm not sure what it is, but lately I've been getting these really weird voice cracks. But anyway guys, let's move forward. So before we jump into what you need to change in your settings, I'd just like to take a moment to say, if you watch this video and new, first of all I'd like to say welcome to the channel, and second of all I'd like to say be sure you're subscribing as well if you want to keep up to date with my future gaming videos, whether it be Apex Legends, Fortnite or any other gaming video. Now with that out of the way, be sure to pause this video and head straight over to your settings in Apex Legends. So if we go over to settings, on the first section where it says gameplay, this is all personal preference. There's not actually anything in here which will help you improve, unfortunately, and my personal suggestion is that you just keep all of this at its default. Don't change anything, and let's move straight over to controller, because this here is the main part of this video guys. So if we go over to button layout, this is the number one thing that you want to change in your settings. So you click on button layout, and if we go over to default guys, we can see that there's a little bit of a problem here. Now in this game, crouching and sliding is the number one crucial thing, you know, if you want to slide past enemies. So if we're using the default settings guys, you can't actually slide and aim at the same time. So if you want to slide, you know, past walls or corners, or even want to slide down a mountain, you have to actually take your right thumb off of the aim around analog stick. And with this button puncher, if you go onto button puncher, you can actually crouch with your right analog stick, and this opens up a lot of doors for you guys, because what you can do is you can, you know, slide around the corner if you think an enemy's there, but you can also aim and move around whilst you slide, and that's the same for, you know, other things as well. And overall, sliding and crouching is a really big thing in Apex Legends, and if you can slide and maintain of your aim at the same time and shoot all together, that'll really put you guys at an advantage. If you've also got cover as well, crouching down is so much quicker using the right analog stick, because you've already naturally got your thumb on the analog stick, whereas if you have to press circle, you then have to take your thumb away and use another button, and in the meantime someone could have already shot your head a few times. So, you know, if crouching in them situations as well to get cover behind something is also really crucial. So that's why you guys need to be using button puncher, and you will notice straight away, as soon as you've got used to it, it will really help your game out. So that means circle will then be to melee, but I mean, how many times do you use that in a game? You hardly use it once in a game. I'm not going to lie to you guys, it will take a few games to get used to it, and sometimes you'll forget that you've changed your button layout, but after you've got used to it, I can guarantee when you slide past them corners and you're aiming at the same time, you'll be guaranteed to get them really crucial kills in them situations. But anyway guys, let's move over to the next part that you need to take a look at. So you want to keep interact/reload button on tap to use and reload. You don't want to hold it down. So if you were to, for example, go over to hold to use, that will just take longer. So you want to make sure you got that on its default, which should be tap to use and reload. Don't touch the crouch button, don't touch the aim button. But the next thing we're going to look at is sensitivity. Now sensitivity, not just with this game, but loads of other games, has always been a really crucial part to how well you play. And there is no best sensitivity. I'm sure you guys have heard it elsewhere, and it's 100% correct. The only best sensitivity is the one that suits you personally. You know, there could be the best player that has a certain sensitivity, but you might not play well with it. You might need a slightly lower one. So what I recommend doing, if you're not sure what sensitivity you should be using, I would start off with a 4 that's close to the halfway mark. And if you find yourself that you're missing your shots, you know, and your aim is actually not doing so great, I would suggest lowering that. Now, you don't really need a high sensitivity in this game. There's not a lot of close range engagements for you to, you know, sort of turn on people. And I always think a low sensitivity is better, because a lower sensitivity equals better accuracy. That's what we found with this game, and also with other games that have sensitivities as well, you know, such as Fortnite. I would personally stay somewhere in the medium. I wouldn't have a really low sensitivity, because if there are people to the sides, you know, enemies to the side of you, you want to be able to react quick enough in time. And I think having a 4 personally is the right balance for me, but you guys need to find the right balance for you personally. So I'd suggest starting on a 4, maybe a 5, go into games and see how you do. If you find yourself finding it too hard, maybe lower it. If you find your aim to be really good, maybe start increasing it and see how far you get before it starts sacrificing your aim. aim. Now for sensitivity ADS, they haven't explained it too well because I'm going with same, but that doesn't mean that my ADS sensitivity is going to be 4, just like it would be a moving around. Now having it on same is basically the default ADS sensitivity to what your normal sensitivity is. So having it on same is going to feel more natural to you, and it won't feel too fast or too slow. It'll be just in the middle for you. That's the best way I could explain it, and I would always rock with same. If you guys do want to test it out and you feel like maybe you can aim a little bit faster, I would definitely try increasing it, but at the moment I'm keeping it on same because that's more of the natural feel and it doesn't feel too fast or too slow. Now response curve, I believe, is a new setting we've seen on PS4. I believe this is one of the first games that's actually introduced this setting. If not, be sure to let me know what other game does response curve, and I've tested them out, guys, and honestly I would stick with classic. Now the one which has the biggest difference is the high velocity. That is really insane, and if you try using that, guys, you will know just what I mean. It is so fast, it's almost impossible to use. As I said, I've tried all of them out. There's not a lot of difference between some of them. I'll just stick with classic. The movement dead zone and the look dead zone you don't want to touch, but onto vibration you want to have that turned off. I'll tell you guys why. Because having it vibrate your controller, it just moves your controller about. Even though it's very slightly, that can put your aim off. You know, it's the small things that really matter, and this game is all about aiming from the mid to long range distances. You want to have your shots be on point, and having no vibration is just a lot more better for your aim. That's how I found it personally, and I guess this can be a bit of a personal preference, but I just think having the vibration turned off is the overall better result. Now guys, I've only just found out about this and I'm really excited to tell you guys about it. I'm sure some of you might not even be aware, but if we head over to video, we've actually got a field of view option. I believe this is the first time we've ever had this on PlayStation and Xbox. I mean, we don't ever get it on console. It's mainly just a PC thing. Now what I've done is I'm going to do some testing at the moment. I've set my field view up all the way to 110, and when you guys see, you know, the difference, you can see more of the outskirts, you know, the sides of your screen. You know, everything's zoomed out more, and I feel like them close range engagements as well. When there's enemies up close to you, you know, it's not going to be right in your face, and I feel like you'll be able to get more control when you know what's around you and you can see more around you as well. I feel like my aim is slightly better and my shots. The only problem with this is, as you guys can see, it says setting this above 70 may impact performance or cause visual issues. So I'm currently testing it at the moment, but if it goes to plan, I'll definitely recommend you guys go with the highest possible field of view. And if you're finding it a bit tricky, lower it slightly. I mean, I think having, you know, that whole zoomed out feeling and being able to see more around your screen is always an advantage. You might be able to pick enemies off from a distance that you wouldn't normally see if you were zoomed in. And if this goes to plan, you know, I'll definitely stick with this. I definitely recommend you guys give it a go. If it's nothing wrong, there's no issues, definitely stick with it, guys, because having a long field of view is always an amazing feature. So there we go, guys, we have covered all of the settings that you need to be changing in Apex Legends, and I'll guarantee if you do all of the things I've said, you will really improve as a player. And it takes time, guys. Be patient and you will get used to it eventually, and once you've got used to it, it is worth it in the end. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I just want to say I've really been enjoying playing Apex Legends. I'm going to be bringing you guys loads of tips videos and also discussion videos based around this game, so be sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of that. Thank you all for watching this video, and I'll catch all of you guys out in another one. Take care, guys.